This was never the plan. 10 races in, 0 podiums, and Lewis Hamilton is already facing the biggest test of his career in red. The dream move is unraveling. The car is unstable, and now Ferrari is gambling it all on a single upgrade, one that could either save their season or break it completely. But here's what you haven't heard: what Ferrari is changing, why it matters right now, and how this moment at the Red Bull ring could decide whether Hamilton's legacy ends in frustration or fires back to life. Stick with me, because this could be the turning point of modern F1. Let's be honest, the SF-25 hasn't exactly lived up to the hype. After an off-season full of promises and the blockbuster signing of Lewis Hamilton, expectations were sky-high. But 10 races in, they've got 3 podiums, all from Charles Leclerc, and Hamilton hasn't seen the top 3 once in a main race. But now, finally, something is shifting. Team boss Fred Vasseur has confirmed it. A new wave of upgrades is on the way, starting as soon as the Austrian Grand Prix. Most of the focus? Rear suspension, specifically the pullrod setup that's been plaguing Ferrari since preseason testing. The plan is simple in theory: get the car into a ride height window that actually works. Because right now, thanks to an issue exposed during Hamilton's infamous disqualification in China, they've been running the car higher than ideal, sacrificing performance to stay legal. That problem, Ferrari believes, could be solved, or at least softened, with this next update. The team is targeting more stability, better grip, and fewer compromises in setup. But Vasseur's already setting expectations low, warning that even with changes, we're talking about gains measured in hundredths, not tenths. Which begs the question, is this just a tweak? Or is it the first step towards something much bigger? If anyone's been pushing for more from Ferrari, it's Lewis. And not just in press conferences. Behind the scenes, he's been relentless, asking questions, challenging assumptions, pushing engineers out of their comfort zone. He's made it clear, Ferrari's approach can't be, "This is how we've always done it." Not if they want to win. And that mindset is starting to pay off. Canada may not have delivered a podium, but Hamilton said it was the first weekend this year where things felt right. Fewer changes, a more predictable car, and steady progress. That's not a breakthrough, but it's a baseline. Now, the upgrades are finally coming. But Hamilton knows it's going to take more than a new suspension to close the gap to McLaren and Red Bull. "We've had the same car for a while," he admitted. "It's been small steps. But to fight at the front, we need more. A lot more." He's not wrong. And what's more revealing is where his focus lies. Not just on 2025, but 2026. This isn't just about fixing the SF-25. It's about building a race-winning machine for the new rules. Something Hamilton has made crystal clear is his real priority. So when whispers started floating around about Vasseur's job security, and even about Leclerc possibly eyeing a shock exit, it didn't take long for the pressure cooker to go nuclear. But Leclerc? He says, "Hold up. I've never said I wanted to leave. I love this team. I want to win with Ferrari." He admits the results aren't good enough. He knows that. Everyone at Ferrari does. But he's not ready to buy into the idea that the house is on fire. Yes, the SF-25 hasn't lived up to its promise. Yes, they're being outdeveloped. But Leclerc's message is simple: don't let the noise distort the facts. Apart from McLaren, we're not actually having a shocking season. We're not satisfied, but we're not lost. It's a brutally honest take, and it cuts through the speculation. Ferrari's season isn't the collapse it's being made out to be. It's just not the surge it needed to be. The thing about Ferrari is this: pressure isn't seasonal. It's constant. It's baked into the DNA of the team, and Leclerc knows that better than anyone. Since joining in 2019, he's carried the burden of being the chosen one, the face of the rebuild. And now, with Hamilton in the garage beside him, that pressure hasn't eased. It's doubled. When you drive for Ferrari, second is never good enough. It doesn't matter if the team is underperforming. It doesn't matter if McLaren has found something no one else has. At Ferrari, you're not measured by progress. You measure by trophies. But Leclerc isn't using that as an excuse. In fact, he says the team is already putting enough pressure on themselves. What's being said outside doesn't faze him anymore. It's just part of wearing red. I've gotten used to the noise over the years. Some weeks, the rumors are louder, but they don't affect what we're building. And that's where his confidence kicks in. Despite the chaos, he says there's still a shared vision between him, Hamilton, and Vasseur. A long-term plan to fix this. Not with panic, but with persistence. We're not in denial. McLaren is ahead. It's up to us to react. But we're not tearing ourselves apart. In other words, yes, Ferrari is behind. But no, they're not broken.